Hi everyone, this is video about a high school girl who can summon a goblin or demon just by blowing out a candle. This is a South Korean drama called Guardian, the Lonely and the Great God, also known as Goblin. The plot is based on the story of a demon, a man who has been living for more than 900 years and isn't able to find peace. Only the bride of the tokkebi, a simple girl with a special gift, can stop his existence. Goblin is the third most watched series on South Korean cable TV, behind only Reply 1988 and Sky Castle. In the description and the end of the video, there will be a list of original soundtracks. Don't miss it. And of course, this video without spoilers for the ending. If you like this video format, then subscribe and like it. Thank you for attention, then let's get started. The events of the series unfold in two timelines, in the days of Goryeo and in the 21st century. Tokkebi, or Goblin, has been living for more than 9 centuries. Once, he was a famous commander named Kim. But the king began to fear his influence and power, and because of the intrigues of the advisor, he suspects of wanting to take power into his own hands. Kim, a decorated military general from the Goryeo dynasty, was accused of treason, and the young king killed his entire family, and his entire court was shot. He was finally killed on the orders of the king. Years after his death was as a reward for the good he did for his country, and as punishment for all the deaths he caused, the Almighty cursed him to remain forever immortal, pained by the fact that his loved ones died as punished for the soldiers he killed defending his country. He became an immortal goblin, helping people with his powers and remaining a kind person despite his sad past. The only way to end his immortality is with the goblin's bride, whose help in retrieving the sword will end his agonizing immortality. Once the sword is drawn, he can finally go to the afterlife and rest in peace. So, 1998, Kim has been wandering the earth for 9,000 years in search of a bride who can see the sword pierce his body and free him from immortality. One night, Kim, contrary to his principle of not interfering in matters of life and death, saves a pregnant woman who is destined to die. Meanwhile, the Reaper of Death arrives to take the souls of a dead woman and her unborn child, but finds none. After some time, the woman gives birth to a girl named Ji-in-tak. Ji-in-tak lives with his mother and has the gift of seeing ghosts. In-tak should have died a long time ago. She is a lost soul, and she has no place among living people. One night, her mother suddenly dies, on the day she turned 9 years old. Thanks to his ability to see ghosts, In-tak gets the opportunity to say goodbye to his mother. That same night, she meets the Reaper, who has been looking for her for a long time. He must take her soul. The birth of a girl 9 years ago was a mistake that he must correct. But the plans of the Angel of Death are not destined to come true. 10 years later, In-tak is a high school student. She still sees the ghost and hears them call her the demon bride all the time. In-tak lives with her own family, but they treat her badly. The girl has no friends, as everyone considers her strange. On her day, In-tak goes to the sea to light candles on a birthday cake for the first time. She was 9 and make a wish. As she blows out the candles on the cake, Kim suddenly appears in front of her. She doesn't know why, but Kim Shin hears her voice and confronts her against his will. She initially thinks he is a ghost, and he told her immediate future and disappeared. One family saved the goblin from generation to generation. Meanwhile, Yoo Jae-hwa, the heir of that family, finds out that Kim Shin is going to leave Korea for 20 years and rent out his house. It turned out that the house was rented by Reaper. Despite the objection of the owner, the Reaper settles in Kim Shin's house. From the first meeting, they didn't get along with each other, but in the end, they are forced to live next door. Once In-tak put out the fire, Goblin immediately appeared against her, and she knew that he would appear when she blew out the candles. In-tak tries to find out if Kim Shin is a tokkebi. Following him, she suddenly finds herself in Canada, in the city of Quebec. Realizing that she is in a foreign country, she guesses the true nature of Shin. In-tak tells the demon that she has decided to marry him, even though Shin didn't propose to her. Back in Korea, In-tak rushes to school. The teacher scolds the girl for being late and says that an unenable future awaits her because she will never be able to enter the university. That evening, In-tak quarrels with his aunt and leaves the house to be alone and cry. Meanwhile, Kim Shin tries to figure out how In-tak was able to follow him through the door and move through space with him. In-tak gets a job at Sunny's restaurant. The girl is happy that her life is starting to change for the better. Suddenly, the Reaper finds In-tak and wants to take her soul, which he missed 19 years ago, but Kim Shin interferes with him. In-tak then finds out that Kim Shin is a tokkebi, and that he lied to her when he denied it. He said that she had never been and never will be the bride of a demon, and gave the reason that the bride should see something special in him. They had a fight, and she left in tears. Some time has passed. Kim Shin worries that he offended In-tak during their last conversation. After breaking up, In-tak and Shin miss each other. The girl tries her best not to think about Kim Shin, but at every step, she stumbles upon mentions of tokkebi. Meanwhile, Kim Shin hopes that he will be called to In-tak and is always ready for this. A few days later, In-tak accidentally summons a tokkebi. Seizing the moment, he asks her again and again if she sees anything in his chest that others don't. But she replies that she doesn't see anything. Once again, the couple say goodbye. Shin informs Reaper that he will be leaving in 2 days and asks him to leave In-tak alone. The Reaper replies that he wasn't going to touch her. The tokkebi then goes to In-tak to see her one last time. Returning home, In-tak learns that her aunt, brother and sister have moved out and the house has been rented to other tenants. The girl stays outside. Meanwhile, Kim Shin yearns for In-tak and wants to see her again, but can't find her anywhere. After a while, he still finds her where they first met. After a short conversation, he informs her that he is leaving the next day. Later, after finding out the address of the tokkebi from the ghost, In-tak comes to his house. She promises to tell him what she sees if he marries her or gives her money or stays in Korea. She asks him not to leave her and points to the sword protruding from his chest. Kim Shin is shocked when In-tak confesses to him that she has seen the sword in his chest since they first met. So he learns that she's the one he has been looking for over 900 years. Will she be able to draw the sword and send it to the afterlife? As promised, the list of original soundtracks. If you like this video, please subscribe and like it. Thank you for attention. Have a nice day.